Self-love. It's a phrase whispered in meditation circles and proclaimed boldly on social media. But what does it truly mean? At its core, self-love is the radical act of embracing ourselves, flaws and all. It's about recognizing our worthiness of love and happiness simply because we exist. Self-love is not about vanity or arrogance. It's about acknowledging our strengths and accepting our weaknesses. It's about treating ourselves with the same kindness, compassion, and respect we would offer a dear friend. Imagine a world where self-love was the norm, where each individual walked with an inner confidence that radiated outward. It's a world brimming with possibility and joy, where we can show up authentically and connect with others from a place of wholeness. This is the transformative power of self-love, and it all begins with a single step towards self-acceptance. For generations, self-love was a concept shrouded in silence. It was often misconstrued as selfish or narcissistic, a luxury reserved for the few. Cultural norms and societal expectations often emphasize self-sacrifice and putting others' needs before our own. We were taught to be humble, to downplay our accomplishments, and to constantly strive for perfection. This created a breeding ground for self-doubt, comparison, and a constant feeling of not being enough. The truth is, self-love is not selfish. It's essential. It's the foundation upon which we build healthy relationships, make empowered choices, and live a life that is authentically ours. Breaking free from the silence surrounding self-love requires us to challenge these outdated beliefs and embrace a new paradigm, one where prioritizing our well-being is not only acceptable, but celebrated. Self-love is often mistaken for fleeting moments of indulgence or self-care rituals. While bubble baths and face masks have their place, true self-love runs much deeper. It's about cultivating a deep and unwavering acceptance of who we are at our core. It's about recognizing our inherent worthiness, regardless of our achievements, possessions, or the opinions of others. It's about embracing our imperfections, celebrating our strengths, and acknowledging that we are perfectly imperfect beings on a journey of growth and evolution. Self-love is an ongoing practice, a conscious choice we make each day to show up for ourselves with kindness, compassion, and understanding. It's about setting healthy boundaries, honoring our needs, and speaking our truth with authenticity and courage. When we embrace self-love, we create a solid foundation for a life filled with joy, purpose, and meaningful connections. Self-love is not a destination, it's a journey. It's a practice that unfolds in the everyday moments of our lives, in the quiet whispers of our hearts and the bold choices we make. It can be as simple as starting our day with positive affirmations, reminding ourselves of our strengths and capabilities. It can be choosing nourishing foods that fuel our bodies and minds, or setting aside time for activities that bring us joy and rejuvenation. Self-love is about prioritizing our well-being, both physically and emotionally. It's about setting healthy boundaries in our relationships, saying no to commitments that drain our energy, and making time for self-care practices that nourish our souls. It's in these conscious acts of self-care and self-respect that we cultivate a deep and lasting sense of self-love. Section 5. Measuring the growth within. Self-love is not a linear journey with a clear-cut finish line. It's an ongoing process of growth, self-discovery, and deepening self-acceptance. While there are no standardized tests or metrics to measure our progress, there are subtle signs that indicate we're moving in the right direction. One such sign is an increased sense of self-awareness. We become more attuned to our thoughts, feelings, and needs. We develop a greater understanding of our triggers and patterns, allowing us to respond to challenges with more grace and resilience. Another sign is a shift in our inner dialogue. The critical voice within softens, replaced by a more compassionate and encouraging tone. We begin to challenge negative self-talk and replace it with affirmations of self-worth and belief in our abilities. These subtle shifts in our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors are all indicators that the seeds of self-love are taking root and blossoming within us. Section 6. The personal bloom of self-acceptance. The transformative power of self-love extends far beyond our own hearts. When we cultivate a deep sense of self-worth, it ripples outward, positively impacting every aspect of our lives. Our personal well-being flourishes as we prioritize our mental, emotional, and physical health. We experience reduced stress and anxiety, increased resilience in the face of challenges, and a greater sense of overall happiness and contentment. Self-love empowers us to make choices that align with our values and aspirations. We no longer feel the need to please others or conform to societal expectations that don't resonate with our authentic selves. With self-love as our foundation, we step into our power, embrace our uniqueness, and live a life that is true to who we are. Section 7. Cultivating stronger bonds through self-love. Contrary to popular belief, self-love is not a selfish pursuit. In fact, it's the key to building healthier and more fulfilling relationships with others. When we love and accept ourselves unconditionally, we attract people who appreciate and value us for who we truly are. We set healthy boundaries, communicate our needs effectively, and no longer settle for relationships that diminish our light. Self-love allows us to show up in our relationships with authenticity and vulnerability. We're not afraid to be our true selves, imperfections and all, knowing that our worthiness is not contingent on the approval of others. As we cultivate self-love, we create a ripple effect, inspiring those around us to do the same. Our relationships become a source of love, support, and mutual growth. Section 8. Reaching new heights, self-love in the workplace. The impact of self-love extends far beyond our personal lives, influencing our career aspirations and professional success. When we believe in ourselves and our abilities, we're more likely to pursue our passions, take calculated risks, and embrace new challenges. We're no longer held back by self-doubt or the fear of failure, allowing us to tap into our full potential. Self-love also empowers us to advocate for ourselves in the workplace. We're more likely to negotiate for what we deserve, set healthy boundaries, and speak up when we feel undervalued or disrespected. With self-love as our guiding principle, we create a work life that is both fulfilling and aligned with our values. Section 9. Financial freedom through self-worth. It may seem unconventional, but self-love can significantly impact our financial well-being. When we value ourselves, we're more likely to make choices that support our long-term financial health. Self-worth empowers us to ask for what we're worth in our careers, invest in our education and personal development, and make sound financial decisions that align with our goals. We're less likely to overspend on material possessions to fill a void within, and we're more likely to save for experiences and investments that bring us true joy and fulfillment. By cultivating self-love, we create a life of abundance, both internally and externally. Section 10. Nurturing the seeds of self-love. Practical steps. The journey of self-love begins with small, consistent actions that nurture our sense of worthiness. Here are a few practical tips to get you started. Practice self-compassion. Treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding you would offer a dear friend. Challenge negative self-talk. Replace self-criticism with positive affirmations and words of encouragement. Set healthy boundaries. Learn to say no to commitments that drain your energy and create space for what truly matters. Prioritize self-care. Make time for activities that nourish your mind, body, and soul, such as exercise, meditation, or spending time in nature. Surround yourself with positivity. Cultivate relationships with people who uplift and inspire you. Celebrate your accomplishments. Acknowledge your strengths and celebrate your successes, big or small. Remember, self-love is an ongoing journey, not a destination. Be patient with yourself, embrace the process, and celebrate every step you take towards self-acceptance. Section 11. Embracing the journey of self-love. The journey of self-love is a transformative one, filled with challenges and triumphs, setbacks and breakthroughs. It's a journey that requires courage, compassion, and an unwavering belief in our own worthiness. But the rewards are immeasurable. When we choose to love ourselves fully and unconditionally, we unlock a world of possibilities. We step into our power, embrace our authentic selves, and create a life that is both meaningful and fulfilling. So, dear seeker, I invite you to embark on this journey of self-discovery and self-love. Embrace your imperfections, celebrate your strengths, and never underestimate the power of your own heart to heal, grow, and create a life that is truly extraordinary.